citizens. It is time for us to take a firm stance in this state against the use of these dangerous weapons, and I am pleased to finally take that action today. I know that some people wanted this to come swifter, but it is important for our government to make sure that we make the right decision as long as that may take. I realize that some of these weapons have been extraordinary tools for law enforcement in fighting back against the recent surge in criminal activity across the state. That's why we will continue to allow law enforcement use of these weapons. Criminal statutes within the Ridgeway Criminal Code will be amended to reflect this so that our law enforcement departments can continue to defend us from rampant crime every day and so that we don't cripple our investigative agencies. We are also taking swift action against unlawful selling or distribution of police-grade equipment. As of now, it is illegal for anyone in our state to sell a firearm of any kind without a license from the Department of State. The only businesses who are granted this license are Blocksmart, the Sterling Gun Club, and the Park Service Gift Shop. The State Department will establish licensure requirements in the coming weeks for any business who wishes to sell firearms outside of those just listed. Next, it is now codified illegal to distribute police-grade equipment into any storage device in any capacity or through any person or inventory unless that transfer is specifically authorized by law or relevant department policy. Finally, I am pleased to announce my administration will be working with the Attorney General towards redoubling our efforts to revitalize and encourage more criminal investigations. It is time for us to finally take action to stop the rampant epidemic of police-grade equipment in our community. We are now beginning a 48-hour moratorium on this legislation. During the next 48 hours, anyone who possesses a weapon that is now illegal must turn them in to a trooper of the Ridgeway State Police. After that, they will become illegal. That moratorium begins now. I'll take your questions.
Yes, sir. Question?
Yes, David.
Why the hell do I hear myself? Okay, whatever. So you said licenses, but we already have gun dealer licenses.
Yes, they were carried over. They were carried over from county law, and they don't really work anymore. We need to reestablish them.
They weren't carried over by county law. They were reestablished by the state law for the Department of State.
Okay. I should also mention this law isn't perfect. We are going to be amending it. So we can take that out if we need to, but the State Department is going to license this stuff. You guys did know that beforehand. So, I mean, I know you already were, but we're.
Yeah, I'm about to say we already have like in bulk licenses and gun dealer licenses and all that shit, and it already requires the sheriff's assent for it.
Yep. Next question. IBM, you're a member of the staff. What?
Shut up. Okay, so, as I'm sure you are aware, some of us were granted developer oversight exclusive items, such as the Para 18, which feature magazines greater than 15 rounds. Will this law ban those firearms? Oh no. I see.
That it's probably in its current form. Yeah, I want to get an amendment out for it tonight to make sure that we can fix that. That was in the law originally, but I think one of the senators asked us to take that out, and I think we actually did take that out. I'm going to make sure that we get that back in there so that we don't have, if Square gives you a gun, you shouldn't be able to get arrested for that. I mean, obviously, if you're going to commit firearm crime with a Para 18, it doesn't matter who gave it to you, it's still going to be illegal. Okay, but I think that we can probably figure out a way to get an exemption for developer issued guns.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Governor.
Jay, is that you or is that the person behind you? It's Yasin. Hi, Yasin. What's up? Yeah, Yasin, I can't see your text of just people. Moratorium basically means that for the next 48 hours, this law is not in effect. Yes, I did sign it into law, but there's between now and 1/20 of 2023 at 9:30 p.m. Eastern time, it will go into effect. At that point, the weapons that you will have will be illegal, but until that point, they will not. So you'll have the opportunity to turn them in to a state police officer. Yes? I'm sure. So firearm crime has always been illegal. If you shoot somebody with your gun, you're going to get arrested. But now it's illegal to even have it.
I'm sorry. I'm not sure how asking questions work, but may I ask real quick?
Yes, Death? Or whoever that is?
Yeah, this is me, Death.
Sorry, I thought you were somebody else.
No, you're definitely okay. So look, I don't quite understand. What do you mean by firearms are going to be illegal? Are you like trying to put it in a set area, like how we see in Mayflower? You're not allowed to have long guns inside of Plymouth. Like, could you just go more in detail about that if you haven't?
So the long and short of this is that the salami and the micro are now going to be classified just like you. So let's say that you're conducting a search on somebody, and they have a salami. Replace salami with M2A, illegal
Right.
gun.
Okay. Great.
That's what this is doing. Yes,
Yeah.
Jay.
W Bill.
Do you have any comment on the departure of Rainey 54 from the State Bureau of Investigations?
Without going into too much detail, I want to thank Rainey for his service to the State Bureau of Investigations. We are sad to see him go. Uh, um, I've had many private discussions with the colonel of the state police on who the replacement for his position will be. He was with the State Bureau for quite some time. We are looking into that. It is the colonel's call as to who will be replacing him, but we are looking forward to the changes that we're going to be able to bring into the Bureau now that we are going to have a new lieutenant.
Did you ask Mr. 54 to resign?
I did not.
Did your lieutenant governor about maybe 30 minutes earlier just said that you did ask him to resign?
I had planned to. Once again, I'm not going to get too far into this because Mr. Justice, it compromises the work that we're doing. If I do, and you should know that. I'm not going to get too far in. I'm not going to get too far into this, but I just want to. There were some issues that we were having in the State Bureau with Lieutenant Rainey and the how easy it was to work with the State Bureau. That had led me to a point where I was quite frustrated with what was going on in the State Bureau. And I was very recently, up until he did resign, very heavily considering doing so. I did say privately that I was considering doing so, but we did not actually ever do that.
I have information
Hope that answers your
from an
question.
anonymous source from the State Bureau of
I'm
Investigation.
sorry, I don't take questions on anonymous sources if they're not going to tell me their name. I'm sorry, I'm not going to take it. We can talk privately. We can speak privately, Mr. Justice. Mr. Justice, we can speak privately. I'm not answering any further questions on this.
How do you
Toxie.
respond to that allegation?
Okay, so we have seen an increase of police-grade equipment, including tasers being spread to the residents of Ridgeway. Why has the State Bureau of Investigations failed to report any dealers as of late? And how do you plan on fixing this problem?
I suppose while Toxie is typing Dave.
Is my mic not working?
He was speaking on the mic.
Oh, I didn't hear.
Do you want to repeat the question for you?
Can everybody else hear Dave?
I'm not speaking. It's Toxie speaking.
Oh, I can't hear you, Toxie. I'm sorry.
Here, I'll come up here.
I can't hear him.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't hear you, Toxie. Sorry.
Okay,
I don't know what we're gonna.
With,
You might.
PGE
Can you hear
on
me now?
rampant crime.
Can you
With
hear
the
me now?
rampant rise, he was asking why hasn't SBI done anything about it?
So the investigative process when it comes to this kind of stuff, it's not that SBI hasn't done anything about it. It's that it's a combination. It's a combination of a couple of different issues. Yeah, whoever that is. Thank you for your comments. I'm answering a question right now. I'll get to you shortly, I promise. I'm sorry, they're just very loud. It's hard to focus. Okay. I'm sorry. Can you repeat the question? You were talking about. You asked why SBI has not done anything about the rampant rise. I'm sorry, I still can't hear you on voice. I apologize if I'm interrupting you. I don't mean to. It ends up being a mix of different issues. Number one is that due to the fact that it is the school year and leading up until this point, we haven't had the highest level of activity within the investigative divisions. The second part of that is that investigative divisions are limited to the law. They have to find evidence. They can't use logs. They have to find hard evidence of these people doing this stuff. They have to compile reports. They have to make sure that these things get done. myself and the Attorney General are working as hard as we can to increase how much work they are doing and the effectiveness of it. I know that it's not enough. We need to work on that. And I hope to have better results for you soon. It needs work. I know it does. And we're hoping to do as much work as we can on it. I think Dave was next.
Question, Mr. Governor.
Goddamn, Henry. Okay.
Who's got a question?
My question is, how can I put this politely and not ragey? How come the police officers will be able to use the illegal weapons from the illegal dealer, but civilians will not be able to? What
The simple rationale behind that is
Those are two very black men standing behind the governor.
God damn.
Jesus Christ.
Shut your damn mouth. That's
I don't.
illegal.
Okay,
Respect
I
the
don't think we
person.
have to get into that. Can I?
So
Hey, excuse me, everybody. Can I answer? Hey, can I answer Dave's question before we descend into chaos here? I mean,
can I continue?
I'm perfectly fine with descending into chaos. Go ahead, Dave. I'm sorry.
Okay, so the fact that they get to go to the illegal deal, buy it, and go murk criminals with it respectfully, or defend themselves with it, but then the civs can't do it either. Like if they were giving, if
So
they were
the
purchasing
simple-
from a legal dealer, like the law states that you can only purchase from legal dealers, such as
Can I
ones
answer your
licensed
question?
or things. Yes, go ahead.
So the simple rationale behind that is that we are not stupid, and we know that even though these weapons are going to be banned, so is the M2A. You don't see any shortage of it. It's
Yes.
everywhere. We don't, Dave, we don't feel, so this might be changed at a later date, but the feeling of the Senate right now is such that we don't want to cripple law enforcement's existing ability to use these weapons in their work. We don't want to cripple that. Now, if it turns out that that's not the right decision, we definitely can go back and change that. It'll maybe in the amendment that we're going to put out over the next week. That can be something that we change. At the moment, though, that is the feeling of the legislature, that we don't want to make it so that the police don't have the ability that they've had up until this point to use those weapons in combat. And I'm sorry, I didn't see what you said over text.
So, but the law already you said that they have MCUAs and that's illegal. But the point to that is the law provides explicitly that they can get the weapons that are dispensed via a game mechanic. So that's why they're
Right. We don't
to have that. But now you're allowing them
I understand
to have
that.
legal guns as well.
Yes,
Which
we
means
are.
Cops can have every gun in this thing, but the civs can't even go get a
No.
on me.
The rationale behind it is that we just don't want to cripple the police. That's the only thing. Do you understand what I mean by that? It's not a cop-out, Dave. The concern from law enforcement parts of this community, which I think you'll agree with me is a fair number of people who are listening to us talk right now, is that they have been using these guns and they don't want to be stripped of their ability to use them, and criminals will continue to use them even after a ban. We know
Yeah,
they
but-
will because they've excuse me, because they've continued to use the M2
Yeah,
even
shut
though
the
it's
hell up.
banned. You can't make
Okay,
the
then what
argument
about the
that banning a
legal
weapon
citizens?
gets rid of it completely.
Okay, what about law-abiding citizens that will be prevented?
We don't feel that law-abiding citizens need an automatic weapon.
Oh, damn, this is fucking the Democrats in Ridgeway. God
Yeah,
damn.
I don't remember electing a Democrat.
Yeah.
Excuse me,
Once
John, I
again,
have a question.
Ban pistol
I vetoed
braces.
this bill once because the first time that I vetoed this bill, it was because the criminal code amendments didn't make any sense at all. They were just dumb. They didn't make any sense. There are a couple of areas where that doesn't make sense. Dave, I don't think that you need to take this to a real life political party. That's not the
I
rationale
know,
here.
but you're basically following the same thing the Democrats are saying. That, law-abiding citizens shouldn't have it, but hey, criminals, we're
Excuse
gonna go
me.
ham on them.
The two of you guys being here, is making this worse.
I am on a civilian team as elected. I'm the deputy secretary of state in this capacity. I'm not coming as USD.
This is what's going. Okay, you know what? This isn't some sort of leftist thing, you guys. Why can't civilians have the M2A? That's a question for you.
Why? Because it's a police grade weapon.
Why did you, no. This is right, but you can buy it. Why is it
from the
illegal?
illegal dealer.
So you would have us decide that. So you would have us not have automatic weapons be illegal at all. That's what you're saying here.
Do we not have any? Not a single on. Wait, no, we don't. Sorry, I had to think about it. Wait, no, don't we? Don't we have
No.
a?
All
Yeah, we don't have
automatic
a.
weapons are illegal to buy. You cannot buy them.
So you don't even know which ones are and which ones aren't.
Hey, my guy, there's a lot to go with this goddamn system, hey boy. Anyway.
Hey, the point here is not for you two to come in here and point fingers at me. We have work to do.
Yeah, but, well, I mean, you called the press conference. You want to work, you could have just signed it and like went on the way.
Because I think that people deserve to hear our opinions about this kind of stuff. That's the reason I called the press conference.
Can you hear my opinion?
I think
They can. I'm debating
You're
you.
the one who put all of the
Alright.
automatic weapons at the illegal dealer.
Yeah, but I mean, now they're allowing cops to have them. That was the original thing. Like, why can the cops have the illegal guns but not the crims
That was your
or
choice,
the citizens? Yeah, but the law is making it legal.
Once again,
question, Mr. Governor.
we are amending this because there's some changes that need to be made.
Nah, out my seat, fat
If
boy.
that is something that the community decides that we need to do, we should do it. But our feeling here is just not to cripple the cops. That's the thing here. That's the rationale behind it. Not because we want to take that's not the rationale behind it. And I hope that you understand that side of it. That's the reason why we're doing that.
Can I introduce?
And Nojo, go ahead. Nojo, you're a senator. Did you vote for this bill? Why'd you vote for this bill? Why did this bill reach my desk? Why'd you guys like it? That's the opinion of Nojo, a conservative, David.
Yeah, but it's the same. No, my issue is not the banning of them. My issue is the fact that the cops are exempt from it.
I guess I disagree with you. I think that we cannot cripple the police this way.
I mean, you can disagree all you want. I mean, you're the governor. You passing the law. I mean, you're
Okay,
signing the law.
can we move on to somebody else now? Because I've been talking to you for like a good 20 minutes.
Question.
Not been no 20 minutes, but this conference is only been going 12.
Let's see here. Okay, then 5 minutes.
Citizen
Let's see
has
here.
a question.
More like.
Mr. Governor.
Yeah. Nojo, do you have a question? Go ahead. I don't want to ignore people in text. Are you gonna talk to me about how I allegedly ignored you after the cabinet meeting? Because I didn't even know you wanted to talk to me, man. You have confidence in the state here. Yes, I do. When you're looking at the executive management of and I'm glad that you guys are asking me about SBI because I haven't had a lot of opportunities to talk about it. But when you're looking at how to manage organizations in this way, it's important not to look at your team as the problem and then think of them as, well, they're the problem here. That it's important not to do that. And with SBI, every department in this entire state has areas where they need to improve. That's without question. SBI is no exception to that. But it's important for us when we're looking at the problems that we're facing on the investigative side, not to look at these people and think, well, they're the reason it sucks. Because at that point, those people are not going to help you fix it if you're considering them to be the problem. And if they are the problem, we should fire them. But to answer the question, I do have confidence in SBI. I think we can work with them. I think that we can make things better and make them more efficient and more productive. I think we can do that.
Mr. Governor.
That's completely attainable. Yes, Jay.
So, I've heard allegations that a part of the systemic problems with the SBI, it is also the captain who oversees all of the investigations, and that he only does and works with Firestone stuff. Have you investigated this captain?
No.
So, then, do you know, are you going to investigate this captain?
This is potentially, but Mr. Justice, this is the first I'm hearing of this. I have no idea.
When will the people get
I haven't
answers
heard of this
about
before
this?
now.
Use the complaints form, for God's sake.
When will the people get answers about our inactive government, apparently?
It's like it's funny. You guys act like you're part of the team, and then you say stuff like that. Here's what I'll tell you about that. We will take a look into that and make sure that Icy is not doing it. Is not working primarily with Firestone. That wouldn't be a good thing. We'll make sure that's not happening. I am not, however, going to stand up here and promise that we're going to fire him. Okay?
But if the allegations are true, and you find that he primarily works with Firestone, will you terminate him?
I don't know.
Question, sir.
It depends.
Question.
Mr. Governor,
Question.
Let's see.
Governor, please, I ask first.
Toxie, go ahead. And then we'll go to Nate. And then I'm going to pass this off to IBM because somebody's going to yell at me for not doing that.
What?
Does the SFI plan to fix the dealing of police equipment by transferring leadership or hiring more members? If there's a transfer of leadership, who would it be? That is a decision mostly for Matt Extra to make. But I can tell you that with the new lieutenant, things are going to be shaken up quite a bit. Now, I wouldn't say we're I just hope that we can breathe some new life into it. But that is, when it comes to the administrative side of how SBI is working, that's a decision for the colonel of the state police to make, not me.
I have a question.
Yes, actually, we're going to go to Nate Dogg first, and then I can go to you, Akogi.
All right.
Hello.
If Nate Dogg hasn't gone in it. Hi,
Citizen
Nate.
Nate Dogg here. I just have a question. So with you signing the bill into law that allows the police to use the items that the public cannot, would you be opposed to discussing with developer oversight for maybe the dispensing of these items?
Well, I would not be
Requesting
opposed,
that, or
but
maybe
look, as you mentioned, it's a developer oversight thing that we do not have control over.
Sure, but would you be willing to discuss that with developer oversight in your official capacity, considering the law and
based on Dave's reaction of E-Smack Nate, I think that is.
That's fair enough.
I would say I am
think
not.
It's still a fair question.
I think it is a fair question. I will say that it is worth discussion, and think of to get what the DO's opinion is. I'm not opposed to discussing it with them, and I can tell you that. Yeah, I can tell you. I will discuss it with them in my official capacity.
I mean, I personally think it'd be an interesting aspect, and a possibility, like different units could have access to different things, like an SRT or a state tactical unit. You could maybe have access
Very
to
possible.
something more powerful. You know what I mean?
That's very possible.
Sure.
Nojo, can I this is kind of off the cuff. I realize it's a press conference. Is it possible for your team to do a little bit of polling? I want to and see what people think when it comes to the ownership of firearms, because this bill was written. You are a senator. I mean, this bill was written based on what we were fairly sure was what people wanted, but I want to make sure that the amendment that does go through reflects what people are looking for. So that would be very good. Let's go to Wakogi now.
All right. So, due to the fact that the State Bureau of Investigation is low in performance at this current time, why don't you delegate?
I don't know
those
that I
to
would
other
say that.
departments? Well, since
So-
they're having leadership issues, that's what I meant. Why not delegate that to other, like Palmer Police Department?
I'm not allowed to do that. I'll tell you that I'm not allowed to do that. That's something that the Attorney General is responsible for doing. I can tell you that the Attorney General and I have worked very closely together on making sure that the cases are spread as much as they can. We do have units like SIU who are very eager for more work to do and have contacted us saying, can we get more things going on? I know that I don't know if CID is making those same requests. I haven't looked into that, but I can tell you that the Attorney General is focused on that, making sure that the divisions who are willing to work, want case work, want to work as hard as they can, are getting those cases and are getting that meaningful work.
Okay,
Question,
that's
Governor.
good.
Question, Governor.
Henry,
Oh.
and then we'll go to Gucci.
So isn't this like a cost and robbers game, bro? Why are you buffing up cops, bro. Like criminals should have one too. You feel me? Like you just
Because
buffing
we have
up
to.
cops.
Okay, I'll. Excuse me.
My fault. I apologize. I
Okay.
apologize, Lord Tyson. I apologize. I apologize. I apologize.
I could give you. I'll tell you that we are very concerned about the defense of our citizens, and this is one of the ways that we're expressing that. We are very committed to making sure that people can walk the streets without being shot. It's important to us. And one of the ways that we do that is by strengthening our police departments.
Can't they reach one though?
We're talking roleplay here, man.
Be respectful during this meeting. Thank you.
I don't know. You a bitch.
Hi, Talon.
Fuck you too.
We'll go to Gucci now.
A coherent sentence, dumb bitch.
Dumbass faggot.
Whoa! Hey!
Shut up, dog.
Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and mute him.
Ugly ass nigga. Sorry. Ugly ass
Gucci, go ahead, please.
Alright, so
Yeah, nigga.
with the banning of
All y'all
automatic
hoes.
weapons,
All y'all hoes.
Hey, federal firearms license allowing citizens in good standing with the state to own automatic firearms.
Well, I
with the
don't think.
ability to lose
I'll
that.
tell you. I realized that this is. I realized that was probably your choice of words there. But we're not going to do anything federal because we are independent of the federal government. But
a state firearm.
yes. I'm sorry. I just had to say that because of our separation from tyranny party that we had last night. Anyway, when it comes to, I think that it's always possible the Senate will propose it. However, I don't think that would become law just for the simple reason that RFLIDs do exist. However, I think that there is room to change this law so that people can possess these weapons in a different way. I think that creating a better licensing system for this kind of stuff is important. I think that this bill is definitely a first step. We definitely have work to do here, and I encourage the Senate to put an amendment on my desk with the changes that changes like that can make these weapons both protect our citizens from them, but also allow law-abiding people to use them. I would not be opposed to it at all.
And then I have 1 to 2 more questions. If possible,
I'll let you do one of them because.
Okay. If possible for civilians to obtain automatic weapons, would gun dealers legal within the state be like able to own them? Kind of like how in real life gun dealers and manufacturers have permits for automatic weapons?
I think that the general principle there would be that if you're going to work for a gun dealer, then you would have to have the same licensure of those people that you were giving those guns out to. So I think that the general idea there would be that the answer to that question would be yes, but I think that the principle of that is such that they would also have the same licenses as the people that they're dealing to. Does that answer your question?
Yes, it does.
Okay. Who's saying? Okay, Toxie, go ahead. Yasin, why do you stand up there? I can't see you when you have a question. That's why you're not getting called on, man. Has the SBI been transparent with you as the governor, or has there been a lack of? I'm not going to comment too much into that. I can say that.
Let's go back.
Just because and Jay, come on, man. I've worked with you so much to get this stuff done. Don't tear it down.
I have another question, Mr. Governor.
What?
A state senator has said that you have tried to shoot down and have shot down a investigation by the Senate into Commissioner Jason. Why did you do such a thing?
Because I didn't shoot it down. I'll say that. I didn't attempt to stop it. I didn't do either of those things. What I was concerned with was Senator Battalion Gavin's public threat to impeach Commissioner Jason. That was my primary concern. But the main reason why I didn't want that to proceed is because I was in the midst of an audit of the Palmer Police Department, and it was my opinion at the time, and that I continue to hold, that Commissioner Jason doesn't deserve to be impeached. I did not instruct or attempt to make the Senate stop their investigation. I just wanted to say publicly that their impeachment threat was not called for. I did not say that they should not investigate, that they shouldn't do it. I just don't think that that was worth an impeachment threat.
Has
Which
this
is what-
audit been completed?
Yes, I need to release a report. I've not yet done that, but it has been completed. Yes.
What are the recommendations?
probably about to
if any,
die.
from that audit.
Excuse me a minute. I'm gonna have to go. I'm apparently being handcuffed.
I believe it's just a ruse to escape the questioning, Mr. Justice, or
This is crazy, dude.
Is IBM still
Oh my
here? Is his
God.
press secretary gone too?
Yeah,
Oh
the
my
lieutenant
God,
governor was
Nojo
right there.
PG.
Yo,
So
okay,
I was like,
Nojo,
oh yeah,
why are you so fat?
they just ran. They left the fucking second in
Nojo
command
is
here.
fat.
Nojo, I have a question. Why are you so fat?
Mr. Lieutenant Governor.
No, you're not.
Oh my
You're
God.
not.
The governor will return after the protections unit has decided that there's no longer a threat.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Aye, sir.
But you leave the
Aye, sir.
lieutenant governor right here.
Yeah,
He's
guys, we
law
don't care about the
enforcement.
lieutenant governor's safety. We care about the governor only.
They took the press secretary.
I'm pretty sure the shooters only want to kill the governor anyway.
Wait until our next fucking line of succession. You're
Sir, watch
useless.
your
You're
mouth.
like
This is
7
not
down
public
the
property.
line.
We really need press
Watch
coverage.
your
Yo,
profanity.
We really gotta get up in here.
Fuck you said, Gucci?
Watch your
Whoa!
profanity.
Watch
Sir,
the
I will remove you from
profanity.
the property.
Suck a cock!
Disorderly conduct.
Don't
Yeah,
say
okay.
that, sir. Sir, please don't say that. Please. Thank you.
I'm elderly. I don't have disorderly conduct.
That is very disorderly, sir.
Hey,
Thanks, sir.
so I'm gonna
Yes, sir.
I think I'm gonna pass it off to IBM because I'm about to get in trouble for taking too many questions by people that I know. So,
Let us say no
Is
longer.
is IBM still here?
Joke. It was a.
Can you DM me
it was a
the
joke.
instructions?
Mr. Governor, are you being silenced?
I don't have it.
Somebody else controls you.
Damn. Okay.
Am I being what?
Are you being silenced by your own staff?
I'm being silenced by another group of people that, of which
I'm pretty sure it's by your staff.
Large
sir. I haven't-
Titanic is a
it's not by my staff.
Large is
It's
a
by a
puppet.
particular.
Chief of staff, sir.
Large is a
Yes, I
puppet.
am.
He's on puppet
I'm a
strings.
reptilian.
No, you're on puppet strings.
I'm a member of the New World Order.
Sir.
We have Arium running the fucking governor's house. Oh lord.
Talon, why are you still? Talon, what are you doing here, man?
Chief.
I don't
Just
know
like
what
you-
I'm doing here.
And go read from your note card, Large. Sit down here. Stand up.
I'm very disappointed right now, man.
Hey, delegator in chief. Can
Where's
you go
the-
back
Hey,
there
where's-
and
where's
answer
the-
some
Secretary, I
questions?
have questions.
My new second favorite area.
All right. Apparently, IBM has left,
I
but
have a question, Governor. Governor.
go ahead, Talon. Fine, we'll
For
keep
this
we'll keep it
whole,
going because IBM's not here.
For this whole conference, you had 2 black men standing behind you. Is there any correlation
Oh my
to this,
God,
sir?
you're gonna get banned
Sir.
from Roblox,
Sir, please.
You are.
Sir,
I think
you're
it's
looking at
very
Oreo.
important.
dude. Talon, somebody is gonna report you, and then we're not gonna see you ever again.
Stop talking about it.
Please answer
Stop
his
talking
question.
and
Please answer his
stop.
question, Mr. Governor.
Filing my report right now.
Someone's gonna report you, and then we won't see you anymore.
guys,
Stop saying that.
It was a
Strike this man down.
it was a Reese's Puff.
Hi,
commercial.
Turbid. Yasin, what's your question?
I'm not getting banned, guys. It's Roblox. I love you. Thank you.
Yo.
Oh my God, Talon's declared his love for someone.
I mean, you can shoot it up, but you just won't get banned.
Hey,
That's
don't
the
say
only
that.
fucking penalty for it.
Let's go.
Yasin, what's your question?
Can you not get banned?
Whose mic am I on?
You can, but I mean, you probably don't.
Governor, can I come
probably
closer?
will.
I need to pick up the mic quality.
What do you
better.
mean? Excuse me, Talon, can you shush for just a minute, please?
I apologize, Governor.
What do you mean by what do you mean by standard operations, Yasin? Are you talking about regular policing?
I'm trying to do my mic job, Ring. Shut the fuck up.
Well, I mean, I don't know what you mean by standard operations. Do you mean like just patrolling the streets? How much access do I have to SBI? I don't have access to the particulars of the casework that they do. I don't have access to the particulars of any of the casework that any of the investigative agencies do. I think that I don't exactly know which rule prohibits me from accessing that. I know that I don't have access to it though. I know that's been the way that that is. I don't know the particulars of it, but I don't. What I do have administrative authority over who is in those positions and when, and I can terminate people from those positions, but I don't have access to the particulars of the cases that they do. And I think that's just I'm saying the wrong words here, but it's a judicial precedent and a rule that I don't have access to private case information like that. So like I can't tell you who they're investigating is what I'm saying.
Mr. Governor, I have a question.
Hi, comrade. What's up?
How do you plan on increasing ridership on RCTA? Because I see that has very little profitability, and it is nearly almost ineffective at solving the transit problems.
So
man,
can I?
good question.
May I?
What is your
I want
solution
so,
to that?
comrade, I actually do appreciate you asking me this question because I would like to say one thing on this subject. It's kind of unrelated to your question, but it's relating to RCTA and their ability to work in game. So we just recently had a rule come in place that if you attack the fire department while they're working, you can have moderation action taken against you, right?
Yep,
I mean,
go on.
you have RCTA that's also in game, also being shot up all the time, and that rule doesn't apply to them. So there's a thing where I'm just thinking maybe that's something that we can think about from a group management perspective. Obviously, it's not really my call. It would be something that developer oversight would adjudicate upon, but it would be something that we may want to consider to stop TA from being constantly attacked in game. That would be something that I would. But I mean, obviously that's a kind of a big step up from where we currently are. But I was the director of the Transit Authority Peace Download has mentioned that to me several times. So I figured I'd bring that up. But that's something that I did notice that was a little bit interesting. Toxie, go ahead.
You still haven't answered my question directly.
I can't think of the enough role play to answer it. RCTA doesn't have profits. But I guess we can try to increase our ticket sales.
I mean,
but
the thing is, not in terms of profits. I mean, just how are you going to solve, like, how are you going to increase ridership on RCTA? Because I know you're.
Grab 'em, boys!
Stand by.
I don't know because we can't really do that.
Don't grab him.
Mr. Governor, you can stand by on my question. You can think about it.
Actually, Mr.
We have
Governor,
recent.
I have a question if you have a moment.
Just a minute, please, everybody. So, Toxie, this is the reason that we have the state audit office. And this is something that anyone who has had a problem with background checks where they think that it is unethical or that a reason has been incorrect, they obviously have access to the courts to file suit against the government. But the one thing that I would encourage people to use is my office's tip line so that we can look into that and make sure that we are effectively responding when someone has claimed that their background check reasoning is invalid. I don't, Toxie, I won't, no. Yeah, let's see, we haven't taken a question from Omnilus. Go ahead, sir.
Oh, yes, regarding your amendment toward the automatic firearm, I was wondering what your viewpoints were on providing security firms these same automatic firearms, or would that be a question better suited for the Domestic Affairs Committee?
Like I said, if you've read this bill, as well as we were reminded by the Attorney General that the ability for the State Department to license the sale of firearms, as well as in these particular ones, already exists. So the answer to your question is yes.
Governor, I got a question.
I would also like to ask a question.
To the crime in,
It's a very
go away.
Okay, you guys, I can't do this all night. I'm gonna be. Let's.
Mine's just more of a comment.
Nobody's gonna be axing anything.
I want to comment.
Yes, Nate.
Outside code 3.
Yes, Nate.
All right, Mr. Large Titanic, do you have a comment on site owner being banned from the Roblox chat system? Or the voice chat system, I mean?
Did he actually? Is he actually banned from the Roblox from the voice chat
Governor, I
system?
got a question. Governor.
That just happened?
Yes, Governor, that did just happen.
That
Any
sucks.
comment on this?
Sorry, site. Sorry.
Governor, I got a question.
Oh wait, can I ask it? Oh, Jay, you got any questions? I'll ask in your capacity, brother.
Me burning. I think my question.
Conrad, we just went to you. Yeah.
I'm first. Governor.
Hey, everyone who's standing up right now isn't gonna get their question answered. If you're gonna stand here and lose your mind at me, you're not gonna get your question answered. You ask it nicely.
Governor, please.
Yasin, go ahead.
Frick! Speaking to the microphone, Yasin.
I love the microphones. They're awesome. Although, if there was 3 right there in real life, it would have so much feedback. Yes, I do.
I have a question.
Yes, Vince.
Okay, so my question is
You're not
about...
Vince. Shut up. Speak up, Private.
Vince, you rejoined RNG. I'm surprised. Oh God. I'll be back. Okay. Robson, go ahead.
I also have a question.
The police are sure gonna try.
Governor, can I get a question?
Excuse me, Governor, I have a question.
Who is that?
It's my turn.
Alright,
Shut
let's
up,
call
Talon,
him
go
out.
ahead. I don't know what the hell you could possibly want, but go ahead.
Sir?
Okay,
Governor?
may I go?
What's your question? I just called you.
So I have a person that
You gonna ask me why you got expelled from the Senate?
No, that is far from what I need. Hashtag first expelled senator of Virginia. But so
That's
I am
true.
a spokesperson of someone in these stands here, and they are asking how do they get a pardon from you? How do you do pardons for people?
Pardon from the governor.
Yes.
I do. I don't do them all the time.
From Dennis Schuyler.
Okay.
Yes, he was.
When it comes to pardons, I think that the important thing, my philosophy on pardons, and it is honestly, it's up to the interpretation of the governor who is in office based on what kind of pardons that they want to give. My general rule when it comes to the pardons that I've issued, which I believe I've only issued 2, has been that if my opinion is such that the punishment doesn't fit the crime, in my view, I will generally issue one. But I do not regularly go through and pardon people just on a random basis, just because I do feel that the justice system should take its course in the vast majority of cases. But if there's someone that is looking for a pardon, I encourage them to contact my office, and we'll take a look at their case and see if that's something we can do.
Perfect. Thank you, Governor.
Excuse me, Mr. Governor, I have a question.
Go ahead, comrade.
Okay, regarding to
And then we're gonna go to Vince after you, okay?
Okay. According to the crime rate in Sterling, it is insane. So what is your course of
It is.
action to reducing the crime rate in Ridgeway County and the state itself? Because what I'm seeing here is that in Sterling, there's reckless gunfights all over the place, even though there's countless amount of sheriffs just patrolling that area. In fact, there's a sheriff's office located adjacent to the place with the highest crime rate. So my question is, how are you going to solve that problem?
We're never gonna, because there's always gonna be criminals in the game. But I think that one of the major problems where I think that what you're referring to, I hope, is that of late we have seen this sort of rise in not just firearm crime, where when I'm talking about firearm crime, I'm talking about when standard firearm crime when someone goes and buys a gun that they legally own that isn't police grade equipment that they can go and shoot, you know, whatever the situation may be. But we're seeing a lot of police grade equipment issues. And that's part of the reason for that happening as much as it is, you know, we don't have our investigative agencies at the point that we'd like them to be. We do have a lot of good work being done. We need to do more. But I don't think that we're ever going to stop crime completely because that's just part of the game. But you know what I mean?
I just want to add one more final comment before my question ends.
Okay, and then we're going to go to Vince and then Jay.
Yeah, okay. But have you ever just decided or thought of perhaps giving more ample opportunities to civilians to pursue a career not rooted in crime?
Not rooted in what? Did you?
Oh, I mean, you should.
Not rooted in crime. So one of the promises that I made during the campaign that we have not yet delivered on, just because of various circumstances that are happening, is I said that I wanted to increase how the private sector support. I wanted to increase business support. I wanted to incentivize business startup because I don't feel that the best jobs in the community should be in the government, which that's currently how things are. The best jobs are the police officers. And I want not to take away the prestige of being a cop, but mostly to diversify how we have people working in the state, whether it is through private sector or news companies like Palmer Times that just started up. We need more of stuff like that. And I want to do as much as we can to work with the State Department to make it easier and better known for people to start businesses in our state. Vince, go ahead. Hello, Governor. When we ran against each other, I expressed my deep feelings for RNG, and yes, I did rejoin. So, I hope you don't mind that I'm reading it. Helps me. At the start of your campaign, you made it clear that you would support RNG. What have you done along the lines of increasing cooperation with your office in RNG? Well, one of the first things that we did when we came in is it was previous to my administration, it was required that anytime RNG wanted to do a training exercise, they not only needed to notify me, but my approval was required. I decided that it was time to allow RNG more freedom in that. So they no longer need my approval, just notification that they're gonna do a live fire exercise. I had hoped that would increase the number of live fires. We haven't really seen that. That definitely needs some more work so that we can get that. The other thing that we have done is I want to make sure that we're deploying RNG more often. For example, we're deploying RNG tonight for the next 24 hours. I'm gonna be sending a letter to Boba Zinga for that. But yeah, that's what we're doing. What'd you say? So there's so many usernames in front of your. Do you have any events planned with RNG in the near future? What I was thinking of is doing a bounty event with RNG deployed. That would be fun. Let's go over to site owner. And then we'll go to the gentleman sitting next to him, Ectoplex.
Sayuner got his VC disabled by Roblox.
I know. Site, can you still hear me?
So funny. I don't think he can, no.
Oh, you're in the Discord. Is this firearm crime PGE related to SBI not doing their job? I think that there's a variety of factors that go into it. I'm just going to close my door, guys, if you don't mind, just for 1 second. Be right back. Oh, hang on a minute.
Ecto, ain't you the guy who did like death threats to the site? me sitting right next to him.
Okay, this is easily the worst computer setup that I have ever had. I can't. This is so hard to do anything.
Nobody
Oh my
cares.
God.
Give us real answers.
On what?
I don't know, something cool.
Like what? What do you want to know?
How much
What
do
he
you
said,
weigh?
man. Ask you a question.
How much do you weigh?
Yeah.
I weigh 185 pounds.
How much
You're
do you
fat.
bench,
You're
Governor?
fat. How much do you bench?
I don't know. I haven't benched in a while.
Yeah,
I don't know how much she weighs.
Mr. Governor, I have a pretty cool question. What is that mysterious bunker that's located inside of the RNG base? And why is it there?
The mysterious bunker. Well, that is where we smite our enemies with
Dennis
ICBMs.
Schuyler has a
Sir,
question.
question.
Dennis Schuyler has a question.
Oh.
Who was I talking to before then?
Me.
It doesn't exist. Right.
No, I wasn't talking to you.
Roger, I have a
Go
question.
ahead.
That's the question
Oh,
about
sorry.
the bunker.
Talon, I believe.
Oh, Talon. All right, cool, sir.
Ectoplex, go ahead.
What happened?
Oh, he's gonna send it. Something is gonna happen to you in the next few minutes.
What did I do?
Here we go. Everybody get down. Duck and cover. Duck and cover. Duck and cover. Duck and cover.
You ask and I shall deliver. For I am the Lord's hand.
I will blow you all. I'm gonna blow.
Oh my God.
I'm about to blow. I'm gonna blow. I'm gonna blow.
Why are you in here then? I don't want to die. Okay, back to business.
I think he can.
All right. I'm glad you said hi, Dream. You deserve to say hi.
I'm sorry, it would have been a lot more special.
Okay, Ectoplex, what was your question?
Yeah, we should have detained him and left him in here.
What about me? I asked the question first.
Ecto, what's your question? Oh, you keep saying how long will you ignore the truth, but you still haven't asked me anything. Ecto, what's your question? It will never be legal.
Will there ever be any instances of you legalizing what the hell? Okay. Anyhow, so if it's alright, if I can ask this question. Going back when we were talking, you know the instances where you'll be able to legalize more firearms for the civilians? Because with the current stance, we are all.
Do I know the instances? Are you just asking me if we're going to?
No. Like, do you know which way that you can get to that goal?
No, I don't. Not yet.
Right.
I don't know yet. Sorry, what would you? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. What were you saying?
No. It's definitely okay. I'm listening.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question. I don't know. It's gonna require some. I don't want to, and people are gonna say whatever they want to say about why I'm not saying one way or the other, because I don't know. I don't know both ways. But we're talking about what the future is going to look like when it comes to these two weapons, which were added, the micro and the salami. People have been asking us to make them illegal for a long time. But it's Dave's point is valid, and I think that. And just to recap, for those that don't remember, Dave's point was, why do the cops get to use it and the civilians don't? That's a valid point. The Senate's initial feeling about that, like I said, was that they didn't want to cripple the police from using that gun. Now, what I want to know, the decision that we have to make is whether or not we still, as a community, want that to be that way. If we want the police to be able to use those guns or not. That is a decision that we have to make, and I am eager to hear what people think about it. The Senate generally had thought that the police did want to continue to use those weapons, and I still do think that they do. Death, you're a cop. Do you want to use the guns?
Personally, don't have much experience with using any weapons. that I don't dispense because inside of the law and in the current, I believe, yes, inside of the law, it states that we are not allowed to use any weapons that are not dispensed. However, I will say that I feel like giving the civilians these weapons, it's equilibrable because we have automatic weapons. I feel like they should be able to use it in a more controlled sense. That's what I could say for that.
Yeah,
But
the
my
only
thought is
question
that
then becomes, what are the specifics of that? You know,
like
because the question then becomes, what are we going to do? Because you've got, yes, we all agree in principle, right? But the question becomes, what are the specifics of the decision that we're going to make? What is the law going to say? You know what I mean?
right, definitely.
And that's the question that we don't know, you know? But I don't know. One of the problems that I have when it comes to the government is that sometimes the communication between myself and the Senate is really good, and sometimes it's really bad. And on the State Firearms Act, it's been somewhere in between. I have been moving houses during this time, so it's been really hard for me to get a good amount of time where I can sit down and just have a good 3 hour press conference or whatever the situation may be, or a meeting with them where we talk about what are the legislative priorities and what are we going to do, because that's why I vetoed this bill the first time, because it came to my desk and it was weird. It was a weird bill. I was just things were not working right with it. There are still things that aren't right with it, but that is the situation that we're, and I think that this is a greater symptom of that problem, is what I would say.
Right.
Somebody, is it Yasin? Are you the one that's asking a question? Who's Dennis, go ahead. We haven't come to you in a while. You can do it in a couple of different ways. I think that some of my staff members do have their DMs open. If you want, though, you can send me a message request. My Discord is Largetitanic2 4896.
Mr. Governor, I have a question.
Wait, can you repeat
Yes,
your Discord,
Akogi.
please?
All right, so I'm like trying to add on to I forget who asked the question, but all right.
Start looking at the floor in the
So
game,
for the,
but
so
it's,
why
it's
did
like
if the current bill for the Senate was flawed for the Firearms Act, why did you sign it? Why not veto it?
because so my rationale behind that was that it's the exact reason that we're talking about it now. I feel like it's important for us to put something forward to start this conversation, because at some point nobody gives a crap what the government does until it does something. You know what I'm saying? So it's important for us to start this conversation, to open the door, leave it open. We're not shutting this. This is something that we need to talk about further. We need to get input from the public, and we need to make an informed and reasonable decision that will be beneficial to everybody.
Okay, sounds good.
That's why I signed it. I just didn't want to keep saying no to everything, because if I veto everything, we're never going to get anywhere. And I think I have had the most vetoes of any governor in Ridgeway. But Yasin, go ahead.
Because the Senate makes shit bills. I mean, what?
Well, sometimes.
I agree.
Yasin, and then we'll go to Toxie. What do you mean by that? Without being in game, judges can give search warrants in Discord. You're talking about?
He's talking about the paper.
Because Yasin, it doesn't. You're talking. Why do you? Okay, let me frame it this way. Why do you think that it's unfair? Because I don't know. Because I've never issued a warrant or received one. I don't have a lot of experience with them. Why do you think that it's unfair? Why do you think they should do that? What's the fairness aspect that you're talking about? What? Because you think? But that doesn't make any sense, Yasin. The judges spawn in a secured area. You're never going to have the chance to kill them. So it doesn't make a difference. Right, but you're talking about fairness of the judge having to go into the game so that you have the opportunity to shoot them before they sign the warrant. But you're never going to have that opportunity. They spawn in a secured area, and they can just do it right in there.
Oh my god.
Damn, mommy's calling.
I don't think I see the fairness argument there. Okay, Toxie, what's your question? I can't see your chat because there's so many other ones around it. Why can't these automatic be allowed in homes only for self-defense? That could be something we do. That could be something we do. It'd be up to the Senate. I don't know what their opinion would be on that. But that could definitely be something that we change this to. I'm not automatically opposed to that, but it is up to the Senate. That would be a question for them. And there happens to be a senator right next to you.
And an expelled one.
And an expelled one, just to let you know.
Mr. Governor.
Are we gonna do a hashtag free Talon right now? Talon, how come you're more active now that you've been expelled, man?
Okay, dude, I'll be honest, dude, like...
I'm directing the floor to Talon to give his side of the story for the press.
No, I'm fine. Thank you, man. Thank you.
Yeah, no. All the microphones, please surround Talon.
sir.
All of them. I want every mic over there, every camera.
No, stop. Come on, hey. Look, I
Speaking of the
mean...
microphone, sir.
Yes, sir.
Talon, here's the question that the people want to know. What happened? Why were you? What is the story between you and the Senate? Where did it fall apart?
I mean,
the tell-all.
I mean, me personally, the day prior, I DM'd Zhao asking for like a LOA, and I think he just did not want that. And you know, he told Dino to write the expel letter. So, I mean, honestly, dude, the Senate was out to get me from the start. You guys were moving from Senate chamber, so I mean, it's fine. You guys, the Senate was out to get me. The Matrix sent their workers. The Matrix sent their workers. The Matrix sent their workers to me.
Okay, we can go back. Dave said it's not coming here. We can go back. Dave, you're gonna get banned from voice chat, man.
Let it happen! I'll take voice chat from all of you fuckers.
What?
Oh my god.
Robinson, get the fuck out of my seat, boy!
Oh, I'm alive. I didn't realize. Oh, thanks, Dave. Somebody dropped some ammo up here.
It was you.
Joe, you better not have picked that up.
I wanted to say something. Please get a Department of Emergency.
Okay, everybody get off the stage for Christ's sakes.
You already got banned.
If there's gonna be ballistic missile being launched, you should at least create like FEMA equivalent.
Hey,
Scoot.
Governor, can I come sit in the seat next to you?
Who are you?
Me, Talon. Let me sit next to you.
No.
I deserve it! Oh my god!
You smell bad. You smell really bad.
Dude,
Okay, we're not gonna do that.
Damn, Talon,
It's a pretty smelly cologne. I'm just gonna tell you right now.
Koji, you're the captain of the sheriff's office. I don't need to hear no more.
Bro, Talon, what are you though? Exactly.
I'm joking, stop.
An expelled senator, that's what you are.
I'm the first expelled
Why did you
senator,
have
and I will
ammo with
take
you
that.
guys? I didn't.
will take
There was
that.
2 cops standing next to me.
And that was the first county board. Get wrecked.
Oh my god, Gucci. Uninstall the game.
Governor, I still have a question. If you're
Talon,
still
there's
taking
a
them.
gun in the dumpster.
Governor!
I'm still taking him.
Big fat man titties.
What?
Was that Dave?
This message.
No, I didn't say nothing about my big fat man titties.
No question over here.
Dude, some bitch stole my
now you
boom
did.
microphone.
I didn't say shit. You gonna continue this press conference, or are we just gonna be bullshit?
No, we're hanging out. We're hanging out.
What happened to your press secretary, by the way? Didn't the delegator?
He left. He dipped.
No, alright.
Shut up back there.
Delegator in chief told you to get the fuck, but you didn't get the fuck. So.
Hey, what the hell are you talking about?
Don't you fucking come over here, you little delegator. Yeah, put that camera on me.
Start recording down. Start
You know what?
recording this guy.
Arium is fired.
Get a load of this guy. Get
I
a
need
load
a
of him.
fax
Get
machine
a
for
load
all
of
this
this guy.
shit. Fax
Get a load of
machine
this
over
guy.
here.
Arium.
Anyway, back to Mr. Large. My side. My bad, Governor.
Mr. Dave. Yes, Yasin, your 98th question, of course.
Large.
What?
Can you reimburse my boom microphone that some bitch
Nope,
stole
I
off
sure
of me?
can't.
Some stupid
You
bitch
pay
stole
taxes
it
like
off
everybody
me.
else.
Wow. And you're paying for my kids' college.
Yes.
Thank you, Governor.
Yasin, I just don't see the fairness argument there. I just don't see it. Because a judge in real life gets handed a piece of paper and they sign it. I don't want to make it harder for warrants to be issued. I don't. Not at this stage. I don't feel that it's in our best interest at the moment to make it harder for warrants to be issued.
It's already hard enough to get proof enough to get a warrant.
Dude, so true.
Alpha, go ahead. And by the way, my name is not Mr. President.
No, you're the president, sir. You're the president
I'm
of the
not the
United
president.
States.
President of Ridgeway.
You're the president
When
of
are we
Ridgeway,
being
sir.
done with this? By the way, I just want to let everybody in the room know that if you do witness to something going on that's with the government, Mr. State Auditor Alpha Sierra is in the room. So please do make a report to him, and he will kindly investigate it and make sure that we can figure out what's going on.
Who's that?
All right, fine. You guys can go home.